everyone, and welcome back to my craft room and here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. I want to thank you for stopping by, for taking the time out of your busy day to spend a little time with me. You are appreciated. If you are one of my regulars, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me, and I hope that you would stick around and see what I have to offer. I have a lot of videos out there, so feel free to go and browse my library of videos. And I do everything from cards to 3D projects to albums and everything in between, folios, what have you. So there's a little something for everyone, and I do simple as well as advanced. And if you are interested in learning a technique, I am more than happy to do a video on that. Just shoot me email. You'll find my email address below the video, along with my blog post, a link to it, a link to my Facebook group. That's where you can find out everything that's going on with my channel, any announcements that I need to shoot up there really fast. You will need to join, so just click to join and you will be approved, and then you can be a part of my crafting community. Well, with all that being said, we're going to work out of our mini catalog again today, and this is a new set that I have not shown yet. And if you look in your catalog on page 18, you will find the Adorning Heart stamp set, and also the Adoring Hearts hybrid embossing folder and die cut, which is great when you get a set that does both embossing and die cutting. And I'll show you how that works in just a moment. Also on the same page, they offer another stamp that's called Thoughtful Moments, and this is a word die, and it works the same way. It will cut out your sentiments. It will also emboss them on a piece of paper or cut them, or both. So that is on page 18 in our new mini catalog. And if you're interested in any of the Stampin' Up! Products that I use and you're not currently working with a demonstrator, I would absolutely love to help you along with your project. So with all that being said, let's look at this set really quick. First of all, the stamp set is a photopolymer, which means that it is the stamps that you can see through. It makes for laying them down and getting them centered and exactly where you want it very easy. This is a really cute set. It's got some beautiful sentiments just for you. You are most loved. To my Valentine, celebrating you, which would be great for a birthday card. With all my heart, I adore you. And then you've got these, this is like a little floral wreath heart. And you've got a couple of flowers and greenery and another little small heart here. But I think the star of the show is the hybrid embossing folder and dies. And what it means when it says hybrid, it is a simple word that means that your dies will fit inside of your. So let's just take this one out first. This is our big die, and this fits inside of our embossing folder. And all you have to do is lay it down, and you can feel it when it doesn't really snap in, but it does lay in, and you can feel it when it takes up residence in there, because it will fit. You'll feel it go into the little grooves and fit in. And I think you can do it. Yeah, I think you're going to want to have it like this, because that way when you cut your hearts out, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when we cut those. I'm going to go ahead and line everything up like I want it. I already cut the white, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, but I do need some red hearts to go on our card. So I'm going to lay this in just like that. Actually, let's lay it like this. That way we can run our folder through the way that we want to and get everything cut in one shot. Now I'm going to turn it over like that, and I'm going to run it through with this side going into my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine first. So let's bring up, and we will need to use the big one for this, because this is a 6-inch embossing folder. So of course you're going to need the larger machine. That's why I always say, if you can only afford one machine, spend the extra money and get the big one, because it will serve you, whether it's small dies or large dies, small embossing folders or large ones. You will be able to do it all with the big machine. So I'm going to lay that in just like that. And I'm going to put my number 4 plate over. So I'm only using a number 1 plate and a number 4 plate. And I'm going to crank that through. And the stamp, emboss, and cut machine, stamping, cut, and emboss machine, I always have trouble with that. It cranks so easy. This is just like turning butter. It's so easy. Now, you will get a pop because that's a folder with dies in it. It's supposed to do that, so don't be alarmed. Let's go ahead and close up our machine and get it out of our way. And when you see what this does, you are going to be so impressed because it stamps, it cuts and embosses these beautiful little hearts. So now you've got 9 hearts. Look how cute those are. And each one is embossed. And not only is that embossed, but you got this piece of paper that's embossed. And I'm going to show you how you can use this piece to get 2 cards out of it. So I think that is super too, the fact that you can use this one piece of paper. You've got enough here to cut off that you can use as a border if you need to. And then you also have enough here where you can do, let me show you what I did with the white one. Here was the white one that I cut because just earlier, before I started the video, I cut a piece down. And this piece right here was the side piece off of here. So what I did is I trimmed this piece down into a card front so you can see what I did. I trimmed it off top, side, and bottom. And that left me with this piece, which will be a panel for the side of a card. And then I have the red hearts. I also have all of the white hearts. So you can see how easy it would be. So I grabbed a piece of black cardstock because I love red, white, and black. And I think for Valentine's Day, it's just a perfect combination. So all I want to do is I want to put this on, center it up, something like that, and then we're going to glue that down. So to do that, I am going to use just some regular liquid glue. And the reason I want to use the glue is I've got a tiny space up here. And with my glue, I can get glue all the way across that little narrow edge up there. And I can put glue all around each one of those openings to make sure they don't lift. And down like this. And I didn't do a prototype with this one, so I'm making this one kind of on the fly with y'all. So I hope you don't mind that. And you get to see me as I create a card. So I'm making sure that's opening on my side, and it is. So I'm going to lay this down, being mindful of my border, top, bottom, side to side. Just like that. And if you get some little glue that oozes out, you don't worry, that is fine. Now that is pretty already, but look when we drop these in, we can take this from a okay card to a wow card, just like that. So I'm going to put 6 of these in, and you can decide which ones you want to use. I'm kind of alternating so I'm not getting the same pattern side by side. So I'm going to use maybe this one right here. Now, what I would like to do is pop these up because I think that they'll be so cute if we pop them up on a dimensional. And we almost have a card right there. Not to mention we have this other piece, and we can use the rest of this piece right here and cut it off. And we've got either a background or a side panel. So we'll work with that in just a minute. But let's do this one first. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And I think we're only going to need a couple on each one of our hearts. So I'm going to put one on each side. And I'll speed this up so you don't have to sit and watch paint dry. And I think that will go much faster. All right, so now that we have all of our hearts ready to go on, all we have to do is just bring them in, and we're going to sit them into those open spots. So I'm going to go ahead and just off my back and just sit these in as we go, just like this. And those are going to sit up just a little bit, and you're going to see just a tiny bit of that black showing from behind, which is really nice. I think I'll put this one here. Maybe this one here. And then this one here. And maybe this one. You get a couple of 3 of each design, so you decide how you want them to lay out. And if you want it all one design, you could cut that multiple times and get as many as you need to fill your hearts in the way you like it. So that's going to go there. Then this is going to go right here. And then last but not least, we have this one. This is just a quick and easy card to use with this particular hybrid die and embossing folder. And I think it's so cute like that. Now all we're going to need is a sentiment. So I'm going to take this piece of white and I'm going to cut out the little banner that goes right here. That piece right there will work perfectly. And let's put our cover plate over. Now, hopefully we got what we need this time. Perfect. So now I can lay that down and I can go ahead and ink up my stamp again, and we can stamp that down and be able to get it centered exactly where we need it. I should have thought that that would not work with the way I was doing it. So now we can just hover over top of it and get it down exactly where we need it. So sometimes the banners, it does better to stamp first and then die cut. And if it had been an open banner, that would have been the best thing. But it wasn't, so we had to make some adjustments. And there we go, just for you. So now we can take this, and I think this would be so cute, just right across the middle, just like that. How stinking cute is that? And then inside we could put something just as simple as you are most loved or to my Valentine, however you would want to do that. So for this, I'm just going to put glue on each end of my banner and then sit it down right between those 2 middle hearts. Hold it. Open my card. I'm going to grab another piece of white. And this is a piece of a scrap that I had. So we're going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then we can go ahead and stamp our sentiment inside. And I love this. And I think I want to stamp that in the real red. I think that will just really just top this card off. And I'm wondering if I don't want to do maybe one of the little flowers. Maybe something right here in the corner would be really cute. So let's do the red first. So I'm going to grab another block and pick that up. Grab my real red ink. Right about here. Give that a good press. I figured, we are just about a month from Valentine's Day. So it's time for us to start thinking about our, this would be really cute. One of these put in the corner that would really kind of bring everything together. I think I might like that better than the florals. I think I'm going to use what I've already cut. I like that. And let's see, do I want to use it on this side? I think I want to use it on that side. Or this side. Yeah, I'm going to use it on that side. And I'm going to put glue on the back of this to glue it down. There I go, changing my mind again. Y'all know that I'm famous for doing that. But we are women, most of us are women that watch my channel, and that's our prerogative, or so they say. So there is our inside of our card. Inside is just adorable. I love a simple card that you can throw together if you're in a hurry and you need a card, and you can just come and sit down in a matter of 10 minutes. You can have a card and ready to walk out the door. You never know when you need a quick card. I know most of us as card makers, we usually have some cards on our hand, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't have the card that's appropriate for what we need it for. This is a great way. This could be great for a birthday card, or a Valentine's card, or a thinking of you card, even a get well card. I think it would be so cute for any of that. But I'm kind of emphasizing the Valentine's theme today because, like I said, we are about a month away for Valentine's. And what is a more perfect time to give a card than on Valentine's, just to let someone know that you're thinking about them. Okay, that's that card. So now let's look at this card. I think what I want to do is I want to cut that piece off. So I'm going to cut this off at 2.5. And we still have this piece. Remember, we can always do something with that. And I believe I am. I think I'm going to cut this off at, I want to cut right down the middle of this. So I am going to lay that in. About like that. And I'm just eyeballing it, and you can see your track. You can see where your track is going to be, so you know that's where your cut's going to be. And you can see I have less on one side than I have on the other. So I'm going to save this piece because I can do the same thing that I did here, only do the opposite and use the white ones in there and make another card. So for this one, I'm going to lay it over on this side, and I just want to take off about the same amount over on this side as I have over on this side. And that looks about right. And I'm not measuring, I'm eyeballing. And that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Now I do need to take a hair off of the top. So I'm going to line that just barely like 1/8 of an inch and cut that off. And then this piece is ready. So I'm going to grab a white card base. So here is a piece of our basic white. And I'm going to bring my trimmer up and we'll cut this in half. On the 11-inch side, I'm going to bring it to 5.5 and slice that in half. That will give us 2 card bases if we need them. And I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to move the dark blade is my cut blade. I'm going to move that out of my way and I'm going to use my scoring blade and I'm going to score that at 4 1/4 and give that a fold. And I need a bone folder, so I'm going to grab my bone folder and just give that a nice crease. Like that. Now we can decide here if we want to put our hearts here, like that, or if we want to add a designer series paper. So let me look in my designer series paper and see what I have that would be pretty on there. I do have this that has some cute little hearts. This is from the Be Mine. That would be cute, but that red doesn't quite match. So maybe not. That was like Petal Pink and Poppy Parade. Well, let's keep looking because you never know in your pack of paper exactly what you're going to find. This is cute. This is from the Most Adorn. That would be super cute. But we're still not using this piece. Remember, I wanted to use that piece there. So why don't we, I do love that though, and I think that would accent those hearts beautifully. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of this, and I know that I need it to be, I'm laying this on, so y'all are watching me do my process as though I was making a prototype card. So I lay that down, and then I take my ruler, and I'm going to measure, and it is actually 2 3/8. So I want to do it at 2 1/4. I want to do it at 2 1/4 so I have that little bit of margin on the outside. So 2 1/4 by 5 1/2, maybe 5 3/8. So 2 1/4. Now the Most Adorn is, I believe, let me double check. That is a celebration paper. So what that means is this pack of paper cannot be bought. It is free. So if you purchase a $50 purchase on my online store, you could choose this pack of paper absolutely free. So 2 1/4. 5 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. We can always trim that down if we need to, but we can't add to it. So I always say cut a little bit longer. You can always trim it. So now I need a strip. Remember that strip that I cut off? This will be perfect to run down the middle of our card, and I think that dresses it up quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down first, and that's the back of it. The back sides of this Mostly Adorn, it has gold foiling on it, so it's like a specialty paper, and it's free with a $50 purchase. So, and that is $50 before tax and shipping. So I always let y'all know that because I never want it to sound like a deception. um, they don't take in they take in the retailed amount to give away the celebration items, if that makes any sense. So I got that piece down. So now I want to lay this right about there. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to use my liquid glue and get liquid glue around these little cutout hearts. I love it when I get paper that I can do a 2-for-1 card thing. So I feel like I'm getting 2 cards for the price of one by using these cutouts. That needs to come down just a hair. Something like that. Now we can very gently run our strip. We don't have to worry about that gap being perfect because our strip is going to cover it up. So we know we need that to be 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it before I put it down. That way I know that it's going to be perfect. So 5 1/2 is right there. And we are going to run a bead of glue and just run that up the front, just like that. So I'm going to hold my paper very gingerly in my fingers while I lay a bead of glue down. And then I'm going to turn it. And you can see my gap is bigger up here than it is down there. But that's not going to matter because nobody's going to see that once we put that strip over top of it. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit too long, but if we have scissors and we know how to use them, that's not wanting to play. Let's get this up to the top, run it straight down to the bottom, give it a press. I'm going to go back over it with my bone folder just to make sure that everything gets ironed down like I need it to be. Now I'm going to take my paper snips, open my card, and I'm just going to come in and snip off that little overhang, just like that. So we could do another thing here. We could run these down this side, or we could put them in here. There's just so many different things that we could do here. Let's see, this one could go here, and this one here, which dresses it up. We could also do one here if you wanted to. I like it like this. I think it looks really cute, and we're going to pop those up on a dimensional, just like we did a while ago. So let's grab our, okay, there they are. They were hiding out under the ink. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did a while ago. I'm going to put one on the back of each one of these, or two on the back of each of these. And you can use the back side or the front side, the embossed or the debossed, whichever side you like the best. So it's totally up to you. But isn't this neat where you can get two cards from one of those one die cut? I love it. I absolutely love when I can cut enough of stuff for two cards in one pass. That's always fun. So go ahead and pull these off. Get our little backers off of the hearts. You want to press those down because you've got some dimension there, and adhesive sometimes needs a little help when you have all that dimension. So I just press those with my thumbs to make sure that they are laying in there like they should be. And like that there. Now we need a sentiment. So I want to find a little label or something that I can cut a sentiment out with. And it needs to be something small, something that will fit over on this side and just, kind of say what we want to say. We could use the banner again, but I like the one that says, I adore you. That would fit in a small die cut, and that would be very cute right there. So let's grab I'm looking at my punches to see if I have something that will work for that, and I actually do. I think our double oval. Yeah, I think the double oval will work. We could probably even cut a piece, the larger one from red. Let's try it this way and see what we get. Yep, I think we can get the red one from there. And then we can probably do the smaller one from this piece. Perfect. And then we could actually layer them, or would it be prettier to do it in white? Let's look at it both ways. Again, this is the process I do when I'm making a card, and y'all are seeing the background work of what I do as I create. So sometimes I think it's nice if you see the entire process. So let's see. We could always emboss it if we did it on the red on top. I think I'm going to like the red on top better. So let me cut a little strip. I'm going to grab my Tim Holtz scissors because I love these for cutting strips like this. They're nice and long, and they give me exactly what I need to cut that length. All of the items that I use that are not Stampin' Up! Items, you can find them listed under my craft room favorites, and they're all on my Amazon store. So if you are interested in any of those products, click the link under my video and it will take you to that product page and you can pick those up. I'll get a tiny kickback um, from you clicking on that link for me. So I don't think that's going to fit on there. I should have checked that before I went any further. I think it will fit like this. So maybe I'll just do it in red on the larger one. Let's see how it looks. We'll stamp it and see. We don't know until we try. So grab stamp block. Pick up my little I adore you. And then stamp that right in the middle. That doesn't look like it's quite inked properly. And then that can go right there. I like that. I think it looks really cute. I think I can live with that. So I want to pop it up too so that it's on the same height of my hearts. So we're just going to take and put 3 dimensionals on the back of this. And just set it down right there in the middle. Something like that. And I love that card too. And then for the inside of this one, let's do a piece of red on the inside, and then we'll put a piece of white to stamp on. And I think To My Valentine would be perfect for that one. So let's go ahead and cut this piece to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then we need a piece of white. And we need to cut this one at 5 by 3 3/4. And let's see, yep, that will definitely fit in there. So now I'm going to stamp this right about there. And let's grab a stamp block. And I'm going to do it with the red. I want to carry that red and white theme all the way through this card. And like that. Give it a good press. You want to make sure the ink is transferring. And let's go ahead and put that onto our mat. First mat onto our second mat. Something like that. And then we're going to set that in about like this. Give that a good press. And there is our second card. This is such a neat little set to have, and the possibilities are endless with what you could do. And like I said, I still have this piece where I could do another card, or I could cut this in half and do two more cards like this. It is just a wonderful set. I hope that you've enjoyed these two very simple cards that I made today. I do have a new project that I'm going to be putting up probably sometime next week, and it's going to actually be and this is not Stampin' Up! Paper. Anytime I'm doing a prototype, I'll use some older paper, but this is going to be a notepad holder. It does have a magnetic closure on it. And when you open it, we have a file folder here. And I'm going to show you how to make this file folder. And then you can have this for coupons or whatever, and maybe this for a shopping list, complete with a place for a pen or pencil. And this will have a Velcro closure on it or either a magnet. When I make the one for the channel, I think I'm going to do magnet closures all the way. I have two magnets on here, and I'll probably do one maybe larger magnet on this right here. But then you can also decorate it however you see fit. You can also do this in solid cardstock and use cut aparts or whatever, die cuts to decorate. But I thought this paper was really pretty, and it was just a pad of paper that I had picked up some time ago. Probably when Tuesday Morning was in business. I'm not even sure. It's been a long time. But I thought the paper was very soft, very delicate, and I love that vintage feel that it had. And it was so easy to make. When you see how simple it is to make, you'll be very impressed, and I'm sure, or at least I hope, that you'll be wanting to make one too. So that is our tutorial for today. God bless and keep you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as I'll always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. So until next time, be kind, be safe, and love one another. Bye bye.